Hello everybody, and in today's video we're going to be going over a plugin that I thought was actually I thought it was meh at first, but then I realized the potential of it, and there's actually a lot of versatility with this plugin, especially if you don't have a MIDI pad to sample off of and you want to like make vocal choppy sounds to create EDM like music. So this plugin is called Bloom Vocal Edit. They do have a light version where if you click up here they have presets that you could enable, and then they have a full package where you can literally drag and drop your own samples in and then create patterns based off of these keys that you would have. And yeah, it's actually pretty cool what you could do with this. So for the most part, you could drag a sample in, you could select the range that you want it to play at. So for instance, I dragged this first sample in. Then it just kind of loops, so I cut that second loop out. I wanted it to just be a one shot. Not really a one shot, but kind of like a held note that you could cut at any moment. Now, if you would like to make a different section with it perhaps playing a different section of that note or that sample, then I would make a second one with its same sample and adjust it to the part that you want it to play at, so that way you could basically skip between different parts if it was saying words. But long story short, they have effects at the bottom rack, as you can see. They also have like a couple other effects that aren't traditionally named, as you can see. They have reverb, which I'm pretty sure almost everybody here who is in the intermediate level knows what these three are. Bit crush, delay, reverb. Bit crush is a type of distortion that sounds more digital. Delay is I already have videos going over this. Okay, so let's kind of see it in action. So I'm just gonna click on a pattern if my binds were correct. Nope, they're not. So pattern, click on this one. And that's pretty much what you would hear in this section right here, but it's not layered with other instruments. So as you can see, it's playing the samples that I placed in here, but the way I got them to play like this was through piano roll. So you would just place the samples and you would have to find them accordingly in the piano roll and then place them down at your desired length to create a choppy effect that would give you more of like a trancey electronica vibe. So there's a lot more things you could do with this. I just can't quite think of what to do. Oh, I think this loops it. I don't know what pendulum does. Oh, you can reverse it. That's cool. Yeah, I'm learning as I'm teaching. That's great. And then you could do the same thing with the phrase player. So let's say you wanted it to have different words, you could have it play in a different order, like backwards, forwards, and give it swing the rate it goes at. I guess it's like the speed, whether it's latching on, so basically if you just press the button, if it continues, or if it just goes up to the beat that it needs to go up to. I'm pretty sure if you have anything else unselected, then it just pretty much lets go once you let go. But I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on any of this. I haven't messed with any of this yet. It looks pretty self-explanatory, but there's probably also a lot of stuff I don't know about it. So up here you have the master volume. Here is the preset selector, arrow, navigator, things. You can pick the presets, save presets, get more information on the preset, or not really on the presets, but on how to manage presets. I'm pretty sure, yep, this is where you would do your registration, of course. I didn't know that. I'm trying to see if they have like a info panel. Well, here you could select the key that you're playing in. I didn't really select the key, I just dragged samples in and pitch corrected them. Yeah, these right here, the A, B, C, and D, and E, those would be the different patterns that you have created within the edit panel. The edit panel underneath phrase player, you can basically add, for instance, let's go to A. I'm gonna add guess that's what you do. You also add more effects here. But each effect and each parameter you adjust is specifically for each sample that you drag in. So if you want a different sample to sound a different way, that's good. But if you want all the samples to sound pretty much the same, you're gonna have to manually adjust that. Or just go into the mixer. In the mixer rack, you can add effects to it to give it more dynamics or whatever the case is that you're looking for. If you want to drown it out more with the filter, go ahead. If you want to add more reverb, go ahead. If you want to add distortion, they have that in here, but go ahead. Not stopping you. So, that being said, kind of a brief overview on Bloom Vocal Edit. I preferably like it because when I don't feel like dragging out my MIDI pad, it just makes it so much easier to just do them sample chops without having to bring all this equipment out and just still have the enjoyment of making music. That sounds pretty decent. Now, without further ado, I'm going to continue and actually showcase the song. song isn't really done. It's still work in progress. WIP for short. But here it goes. guess that was a sample of what Bloom Vocal Edit could have to offer. It's up to you though. I will put the link in the description to the Plugin Boutiques link so you guys can check it out. I got it as a free gift, the light version, but I ended up liking the light version so much I actually purchased the full version. And I know it's not the best plugin out there, but if you lack instruments on any other DAW, this is actually a pretty good plugin to compensate for that. Because like I said, you can drag in samples, and samples don't just have to be vocal chops. They can literally be keys, and because of the fact that you could change pitches and stuff, you could literally create a whole keyboard with this. And then from there, just add another Bloom Vocal Edit, and then you'll have yourself another piano range, depending on how high it is you can get the samples. But for the most part, I hope this helped clarify things, helped you decide whether you want to get it or not, or even just inspired you to look more into the concept of vocal chops. Whatever the case was. Hope you found something useful out of the video. Really appreciate you guys watching. You guys have a good day, and peace.